Hey guys, welcome to Back to School Week Day 1. I'm so excited to be sharing all things back to school with you all week long. If you are not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so now, because every single day this week we'll be doing a giveaway, some kind of fun school-related giveaway, and it is open to all subscribers. So make sure you check and see if you are subscribed down below. Today we are talking about homeschool schedules. I'm going to share our daily schedule, our weekly schedule, and then also give you a glimpse of our annual schedule, including scheduled breaks and how many weeks we're reserving to take breaks as needed. So let's not wait a minute longer, let's get right into it. Today's video is in collaboration with my friend Jessica from the Waldock Way. Today, she's going to be sharing her homeschooling schedule for the upcoming school year for her daughter, Emily. So I love collaborating with Jessica because we are very similar in our desires for our homeschool, but the way that we flesh that out looks differently for both of our families. So I think you guys are going to get a really great new perspective and new option when you go over and look at her video. So make sure you pop on over there after you're done watching my video. All right, so I am going to open up my Anavance planner here and get to our little daily rhythm in the back pages. I wrote it in the notes. Our routine and our schedule this year is actually not changing much from last year, which makes me so excited because adding in a formal preschool time for Annie and also a few independent subjects for Isabella, I was a little worried we were going to have to overhaul our schedule, which I really hesitate to do because if we don't change it too much, we kind of just step right back where we left off, and it's a very smooth start, and from the get-go we are learning and we are making progress, and we're not just spending a month learning a routine, which is one of the reasons that we went back to a year-round schedule, was just because I just felt like we would spend the whole first month of school after a 12-week summer getting used to the schedule. So I was really excited to see that I was able to work some things in and only modify our schedule slightly from where we left off at the end of last year. So I'm going to start by sharing our daily schedule with you, and then I'll share our weekly and annual schedule as well. So I have it written down here. From 7 to 8 is when our kids are doing their morning routine. Our kids are early risers. So if they're not up by 6:30, we wake them up at 6:30 for breakfast, but usually they're up by 6 o'clock. John and I are early risers. We're up pretty much by 5 every single day, especially during the year. So they'll have breakfast, and then from 7 to 8, they'll work on their morning routine and just kind of hanging out. So we don't do screens, we don't do TV or anything like that in the mornings. But their morning routine is very simple, and it's been the same way forever. They have 4 tasks: to tidy up their rooms, make their beds, pretty much the only thing they have to do in the morning, get dressed and put their laundry away, clean up their breakfast mess, and hygiene, like brushing their teeth, seeing if they need a shower, anything like that. That would be done during that hour. Because our older kids have been doing this for so long and it takes them like 5 minutes to get that done, they actually each have a buddy who is one of their younger siblings. They don't do their chores for them, but they just check in on them and make sure they've done their chores, because I'll spend the better part of that hour reminding, have you done your chores? Have you done your chores? Have you done your chores, your morning routine? And it's just been more fun for them to kind of like have an older buddy to help remind them. Like Annabeth's buddy is Jesse right now, and so he'll just come in and see if she needs any help making her bed or anything like that, and it's really sweet. So they just help one another and remind one another. And then we have this bin of warm-up toys, which are logic games and things like coloring books and things like that they're welcome to get to as soon as they finish their routine. On a really good day, they're done with those routines by like 7:20, and then we can ease right into our school day. But then there are some days where I'm like, guys, it's like 7:55, I want to get started, and then they know like, we need to do our routine. From 8 to 9 is one of the changes this year. I used to do morning basket at 8. This year from 8 to 9 is when I'm going to spend that intentional time with Annabeth, who's my preschooler, just kind of like filling up her little bucket, spending intentional like floor time with her, little preschool time. We're doing some before 5 in a row. We have some little counting bears and things like that. Mostly we'll just be reading and playing some of her favorite games. But while I'm doing that with her is when my older kids will be doing whatever they can get done independently without needing help. Of course, they'll encounter some things that they realize they need help with, but I'll show you where later in the day that will come in. So they'll just be doing like their handwriting or their typing or their foreign language program. All of those are pretty independent, and then I'll check it later in the day. So that independent work time is from 8 to 9 for them. From 9 to 10 is then when we'll sit down and do our morning basket together as a family. And sometimes Annie will join us and sometimes she won't. So last year, toward the end of the year, she did sit in for most of those days with us. So I'm not sure, like doing an hour with her in the morning, if she'll then want to ease in and do morning basket with us, or if she'll kind of be done. I'm sure it'll be a little 50-50. So we'll do our morning basket, and then if we have any family studies to do that day, like science or history, we'll tack it on to that morning basket time. But for the most part, the majority of our subjects are in that morning basket. We have our hymn study, we have our habits, we have our artist, our composer, our poet, some current event stuff, tons of stuff in that morning basket time. So to tack on science or to tack on history on the days when that's on the agenda isn't really that exhaustive. It's like another 15 to 20 minute lesson that we're tacking on at the end of that. So that is from 9 to 10. 10 o'clock used to be the time we would go outside. I now have like 2.5 hours for them in the afternoon for them to go outside, just because I couldn't quite make that all work together, but we'll modify that as we need to. So as of right now, 10 o'clock is when we have a snack. That's pretty common time in our house that everyone's hungry, and my kids for some reason always want a math snack. Like, I think they just get overwhelmed and a snack makes them feel not anxious about math, but whenever it's time for math, they need to have a snack right next to them. So from 10 to 11 is a snack, and then math and reading. So my older two use teaching textbooks. They pretty much do math independently. Sometimes I will pop in and check on them, but while they're doing math, I'm doing reading or using Language Well, Spelling Wisdom, whatever their language arts program is, depends on each kid. That's when I'll be rotating through. Not every kid has language arts every day, so I'll just be working with whoever has it that day while the others are going through math. Eli also does Horizons Math, so his is on a workbook, and so he'll be sitting in and I'll be working with him on math simultaneously with whoever I'm doing language arts with. Then this is when I was talking about that time to check their work. So from 11 to 12, if it's not a day when we're doing 5 in a row, which is going to be about 2 days a week, that's when I have what I call my office hours. And that is a time where if there's anything they encounter that they couldn't do on their own that I consider to be independent work, whether that be handwriting or their foreign language, or even if they came across things in math, that is a time, an hour-long time where I'm available to help them. And that is something that I want to teach my kids, that regulation of, I can't do it now, I need to mark it down, be responsible to do this with mom later. It's a time where I'll be checking their work that they did earlier that day, but very much encouraging them to make sure that they're putting in their best effort and that they're checking their best effort before I check it. That's been something that we've really encouraged over the last few years, and it's gone pretty well. So there's rarely a time where I ask them to rewrite or redo anything currently, but every now and then I'll notice something that they just skipped over or missed because they're still kids and I can't expect them to do everything on their own right now. That's also a time where Isabella will be spending a little bit of time doing a couple of her little middle school subjects. So that's from 11 to 12. Now we're still done and doing lunch at 12 o'clock, and then they have until about 2:30 to be outside or just do their afternoon chores, which are their actual chores. Like, they all have assigned chores. Right now we're using the, basically loosely using the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace Junior program. Then we do read aloud together. After they do their chores and they play outside, I love having a tidy house and turning off all the lights, just using natural lighting and doing some reading aloud together. It's really peaceful. It's a great time of day where tensions can often pick up, like that 2-3 o'clock hour. You start to feel the weight of the whole afternoon. So that's when I read aloud to them, and then they go off and have quiet time. We used to do quiet time for an hour. As of late, it's only been about a half an hour because, who knows what will happen, but tentatively, afternoon activities will be resuming sometime in the early fall, I'd assume, when our local schools go back. So we've got dance, we've got sports, we've got, you know, different clubs and church programs and things like that, but we'll see about that. During that quiet time is when they do their assigned reading. So technically, academics for us pretty much stop at noon. However, I consider reading aloud and them doing their independent reading to be school. So I don't know if you'd say we're done at 12 or we're done at 3, but they read and they spend some time playing quietly for about an hour, and then we kind of just shift into our general like family afternoon schedule. My husband comes home around that time, and that's the school day. So that's pretty much how we do school Monday through Thursday. Friday is our Fun Friday, which if you guys have been around here for a while, it's like our Friday enrichment day where we do things like poetry tea time. A couple times a month we have a little history co-op. We do our art, we do our logic, things like that. So that all happens on Fridays, and that's less structured. It's a little more like kind of running through a little rhythm that we have going on. So that is our daily schedule. As far as weekly schedule goes, we're gonna start the school year in July, and we will be doing school Monday through Thursday with that enrichment day on Friday until our Bible study, again, Lord willing, starts up in the fall. Who knows what's gonna happen, in which case we will have one morning off a week for us to attend that. I'm gonna be teaching this year. My kids have their own classes. I have my own class there as well. So we're pretty much gonna be there for about 4 hours in the mornings, and then we really just kind of go to the park with friends and don't do school that day. So the only thing I have my kids do on those days is they have like math as their homework, and they just have to do it sometime that evening, but it's not a part of our actual school structure. And then how I plan to work our actual annual schedule. If you have not yet seen that video, I'll link it up here, but we do follow a year-round schedule. I kind of broke it down in that video, like the reasons why and generally how we do it. But we follow a 12-week term system in our homeschool. Now, our state, I live in Florida, our state doesn't require any specific number of weeks or days in school. So I strive for a 36-week schedule just because of that 12-week schedule. But I know some homeschoolers do a 30-week schedule. It's kind of up to your own interpretation of when your year starts and when your year is over down here. But I do the 36-week schedule. However, I think that because we do the Charlotte Mason style exam week, many times I believe that's tacked on after the 12 weeks of academics. However, I tack it on as our 12th week. So we kind of do 11 weeks of school and then an exam week, take a break, 11 weeks of school, an exam week. And then we also schedule in some weeks off every 3 or 4 weeks, just depending on, or 3 to 5 weeks. No sooner than 3 weeks, no more than 5 weeks, just to make sure we're taking some time throughout the year to kind of just refresh, get a little break, go outside and play, because we don't take that many weeks off cumulatively for summer break or anything like that. So we kind of space out those weeks off, but I don't schedule those in. I just see if it's been 3 weeks, like how are things going in our house? Can we push a couple more weeks? But once it's been 5 weeks, I'll definitely take a week off. And then we always take a week off after that exam week, and it's kind of just like a fun, like celebratory, like, yay, we finished a whole term. Other than that, we take about 4 weeks for Christmas, whether that's before Christmas, after Christmas. It just depends on what our plans are that year. I think we're gonna go skiing again this year. If everything's open, who knows what's gonna happen this year. But I think we're gonna go skiing maybe mid-January, so we probably won't break until just before Christmas and take quite a bit of time after Christmas, but who knows. And then we just keep rolling on through with our schedule until we finish, and then we take about 4 weeks off. If we have any leftover weeks that we never used, then we'll tack it on and have a little bit of a longer summer, but we've pretty much had 4 or 5 weeks left for the last few years that we used for summer. So a calendar year is 52 weeks. We generally plan for 36 of those. 4 weeks off for Christmas leaves 12 weeks we can use throughout the year, and so we just kind of plug them in wherever we see fit. So that is my schedule for this upcoming school year, and now I'm going to leave you with today's giveaway, and it is a really, really good one. Today's giveaway is for a Charlotte Mason inspired homeschooling planner by Anna Vance Paper Co. I love Anna Vance and all of her products. Every single item in her shop is handmade, and it is definitely made with love. We have loved every single thing we have ever gotten from Anna over the years. These beautiful customizable homeschooling planners can be customized anywhere between 36 and 52 weeks. They have student sheets, map your year pages, months at a glance, weekly lessons, lessons at a glance, checklists, reading lists, trackers, login information, future curriculum info. I mean, it has beautiful quotes from Charlotte Mason sprinkled throughout and encouraging little notes and messages. So if you would like to enter this giveaway, the info for that is in the description box below. Good luck, you guys. This is an amazing giveaway. Thank you so much, Anna, for offering this planner to one of my subscribers, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Good luck.